I'm Luigi Acquaviva. I am supporting municipalities in strategic planning for climate, energy and environment, and I'm member of the advisory board of the EUCF project. We have been selected as representative of municipalities of different level in different countries in Europe, just to help all the team that is working jointly on the EUCF project to set up rules and also to adjust these rules along the way, just to make sure that EUCF was very effective in its action. Well, I think EUCF has been a great tool in the way that has been developed, and also is a great opportunity for municipalities. It gives the chance to bring to an end possible proposals that were parked there because maybe there was not enough money or not money that could be prioritized for that, and EUCF was just what was needed, and say, okay, let's try to do it. But it's also a great opportunity for municipalities to work together, because if you are a small municipality, you may not reach those objectives that EUCF is looking for, and then you have to join maybe your neighbor, you have to join other municipalities in the territory, so it's a great opportunity also for that. It's also a great instrument because it's a new way of approaching how I'm going to find finance for my project. Normally, municipalities are receiving funds and apply for funds through national funds or regional funds or European funds through projects. But the future is that they're going to work with private. There is no way that they can solve what our future, the needs for the future, only with public funds. And the investment concept, but also the financial tool that now has been developed in the last two calls of the EUCF, is the great exercise to move towards this new way of approaching how I fund my project. Usually municipalities are afraid to go private. Firstly, because they're not prepared for it, and it's very technical in terms of administrative issues, legal issues, and EUCF is a tool to solve some of these issues. Then the other problem is that they don't have the capacity to speak to somebody that is business oriented, while they normally are not. And so when you sit at a table with this distance between them, it's very difficult to find a bridge. And EUCF, with the tools that they've developed, especially in the second part of the project, is really helping the municipality to have this capacity. So the increased capacity that EUCF can give can help moving towards that. Of course, they don't need to be afraid. That's why I was saying, I hope that a lot of municipalities are going to apply, even if that does not mean getting that money, but it's like using it as an exercise of capacity building in a way.
So my name is Tomislav Novosel. I'm an expert advisor at the Northwest Croatia Regional Energy and Climate Agency, and we've been a part of EUCF since the very start. We've played a role both in the initial Horizon 2020 project and in the continuation through the LIFE program. And since the very beginning, our role has been that of national expert. We're basically here to provide technical assistance to applicants and, of course, beneficiaries in the whole process from the application, preparation of the investment concepts, and if necessary, also in the evaluation later on. During the LIFE project, we're also responsible for the promotion of the EUCF activities, as well as the implementation of the various capacity building activities that are part of EUCF. We have a few larger cities and quite a few small municipalities. And I would say that the range of experiences and capacities in terms of preparing projects, preparing investment concepts varies greatly. Of course, bigger municipalities that have dedicated energy offices, dedicated climate offices, funding offices, for instance, they will have an easier task in creating an investment concept themselves. Whereas smaller municipalities, for smaller municipalities, this will be a challenge. You can imagine yourself if a municipality covers, let's say, 10,000 people and only has a handful of employees, chances of them actually having an energy expert, a financial expert, and maybe even a climate expert are quite low. So in that case, they will basically be forced to use external expertise to prepare all of the documentation. In the case of larger municipalities, they might have the capacity to develop some parts of it. However, even they will most often use external experts due to the sometimes very complicated internal procedures that they would face if they would do parts of the work themselves and parts of the work using experts. So very often it is easier for them as well to use external expertise. So all in all, even the ones that would have the capacity to develop such projects in-house, they will still most likely use external experts to do so. I think it's very important to follow what is available, not just in terms of funding for capital projects, for large projects, for investments, but also to see what is available in terms of technical assistance. So which resources you can use both nationally and even from the EU side to help you prepare quality projects. Depending on the type of investments you're actually looking for, so be it public funds, maybe some European projects, loans, or investments from a private investor, the type of documentation that they will require will differ greatly. The complexity will differ greatly. And because of all of that, it is very difficult to give a concise and simple answer. The EUCF program, for instance, is a great assistance for municipalities to actually take the first step into this whole story. And the resources that are given by EUCF, both in terms of the grant, so the direct financial financial aid that's given, but also the various capacity building activities that are provided, are a great assistance in this in bridging the gap of how to actually prepare a public project for private investments. This is at the core of EUCF. So this would be my first suggestion for municipalities. There are still a couple of calls open, so look into that. Another element would basically be to be very careful about what is actually required in terms of planning, in terms of preparation. So there's a lot of new mechanisms coming into play. The one that I would stress the most is climate proofing. That is now becoming a very hot topic in all infrastructure projects, and that needs to be taken into account whenever public funds are being brought forward for infrastructure projects. So this is another element that is very crucial, so to be aware of the actual requirements for all future investments. There are a variety of other mechanisms that you can look into at the EU level, for instance. If your investments that you would like to roll out are quite large, maybe an ELENA project application would be suitable. If it's something smaller but still fairly big, maybe a PDA, a project development assistance project funded by Horizon or LIFE programs could be beneficial. But there are also smaller national mechanisms that can help you in this process. Really look into what options for funding and financing you have. So this idea of grant-only funding will not really be feasible for much longer. It will definitely not be feasible forever. And we will have to move away from this idea of purely grant-based funding into a more diverse portfolio of investments. So both from directly from private investors that will come in and invest into a project expecting a profit, as well as blending of public and private funds.
Mi chiamo Maurizio Zara, sono un ingegnere per l'ambiente e il territorio e per EUCF sono un country expert per l'Italia. Il consiglio che darei per i comuni che volessero entrare a far parte dell'EUCF è quello di pensare a dei progetti, a delle idee che magari ancora non si hanno gli strumenti per riuscire a metterli a terra, ma avere già una bozza, un'idea di progetto è sicuramente un elemento fondamentale per poter partecipare a EUCF in assoluto, e poi in generale per poter riuscire poi successivamente a trovare i mezzi finanziari, tecnici, economici per poter realizzare quella stessa idea. Una cosa interessante che è avvenuta in queste ultime call di EUCF nella partecipazione dall'Italia è che sta aumentando in maniera importante l'interesse da parte dei comuni italiani, che vuol dire che testimonia che è uno strumento efficace e in linea con le esigenze appunto delle città e dei comuni italiani.
I am Briganti Benedetta. I am the General Director of the National Network of the Energy Agency in Italy, and at the same time I am also the President of one of them, AES, that have the headquarters in Modena and is at the presidency of the National Network. The role of the energy agency is very important because, as you know, we have a problem in Italy. We have a problem because inside the municipalities there is no people with the right skills about energy, about sustainability. So energy agency are public body and are in direct connection with the public municipalities. So for that reason, we could help the municipalities from the side of the public bodies, and in particular because we have inside all the technicians that are expert about energy, sustainability, and we know very well all the possibility that the European institution can give to the public bodies in Italy. Projects like EUCF are absolutely important and necessary to try to help the municipality, because this kind of project give the possibility to have a technical assistant for the Italian municipalities. And this is absolutely important because, as you know, during this period in which climate change and energy fields are so important for the municipalities, there is also all the traditional and normal problem and thing to manage. So it's important to help municipality also from this side, to give money for them for the technical assistance. In this way, they could start to project in the right way, so with the right technician. And this is very important because it's not simple to be in the same times a policymaker, a technician inside a municipality, and an expert about these new fields, because sustainability, adaptation, mitigation, energy is not simple to be expert in every field. We need a change of approach. We need a change of mind, we need a change of narrative and paradigm. So my suggestion is to try to put this field at the center of their policy.